Hello and welcome back to the channel How We Move the Decimal. In today's video I am photographing tablecloths I got at an online estate sale, and I've had these for a very long time in a tub in my garage. I wash all of them and then I just folded them up and forgot all about them. And obviously my cat Dylan is making an appearance here. And he's sniffing the camera, letting you all know that he is here. For some reason, he has to be very up in mom's business while I am recording videos. I don't know why. I hope nobody's allergic to cats that gets our items, but he just loves playing and messing around with me. I need to measure all of this. Unfortunately, this is a new measuring tape, and I just could not get it to lay flat. It was driving me nuts. You can take a hair dryer set on high to these to get them to lay flat and help get the bubbles out or like the bends out. I just hadn't used it enough to get it to lay flat, so I needed to do that. But it is what it is. This is the first time I've been able to lay these flat and really check them over for any snags or stains or anything. Luckily, I have a ginormous table, and these are quite small when it comes to tablecloths. I think they're 70 or 56. My table requires 120, so I can lay out tablecloths and photograph them quite easily on my table, where it's different on other tables. These are IKEA bag knockoffs I got on Amazon. Nearest IKEA to us is about 2.5 hours away, but I do like that size of bag, and I like being able to put like sheets and tablecloths in those bags. They are pretty much waterproof, bug-proof, whatever. Unfortunately, though, my table is also very slick. As you can see, I shot that tablecloth right across the table. I do think this one ended up having a flaw, and I didn't end up listing it. And unfortunately, I think it's very pretty. It's very rainbow-like, but there was a couple snags in it. And some of these tablecloths I could tell had been altered afterwards. Now, if the alteration was good, I still measured them and listed them. However, if the alteration was bad, I just ended up donating them, because I'm not going to sell something. And there is one where the alteration was pretty bad. So I ended up donating that, and I think we'll see that later on in the video. But I do really like the colors on this. Maybe it's like primary school Crayola rainbow colors. I don't know, but I found them very intriguing. I don't do anything very like technical when doing this. I do have a 120-inch tape measure. I've used this for sheets. I use it for tablecloths. I use it for curtains. That is one of my biggest suggestions. And again, unfortunately, this is a new one that still has the bends in it, so I do have to stretch it out. But you can use a hairdryer to help get them out. My cat is back. He really likes playing with the tape measure, which is unfortunate and kind of can be a bit of a pain, but we will see. Most of these were not vintage. In what I would consider vintage, these are, the oldest were probably from the 80s. Most were from the 90s. So it wasn't like any super vintage tablecloths. No very embroidered or unique ones. So that could be a bit of an issue. But there was a lot of them, and I bought the whole box for $5. Or the whole tub for $5. Unfortunately, though, most of them don't have the tags, so I can't tell you what material they're made out of. I can kind of make an educated guess on what material. This tablecloth drove me nuts because it's off-center. There's more brown on one side than the other, and I don't know if it was a homemade tablecloth or something. I'm hoping a manufacturer would not make a tablecloth this off-center, because it was very off-center, and it was a almost tweed fabric to it, or like a burlap. I know those are two very different fabrics, but that's my best guesstimate. I actually ended up donating that one. One, it was off center. Two, it had a couple snags in it and I didn't want to mess with it. This is just a very cute linen one that I ended up donating too. This is another cute linen one. A lot of these I think were homemade. I like the fabric, so I'm actually going to list that as fabric, not as a tablecloth, because the fabric was pretty cool. And this is vintage fabric, where I wouldn't list it as a tablecloth because it'd be a very tiny table, maybe a nightstand or something, but it is a nice, pretty floral fabric with raw edging. So again, makes me think that it is homemade. There's no hemming to it. It is not, the pattern is not symmetrical, so it was lending to homemade. I had several of these solid colors. I had a pink, I had a cream, I had like a seafoam green and a light blue. They don't sell as much. If I do sell them, I will sell them as a lot together. They are all the same. Unfortunately, they are very wrinkly. I just don't have my life together enough to use a tablecloth, let alone make sure a tablecloth isn't wrinkly. I do have several tablecloths that fit my table, but my table is a banquet size, so I have to buy special. Like, I can't just go to Walmart and buy a tablecloth for it. But I wasn't impressed with this material, so I do end up donating this one. And I'm regretting my life choices with the new tape measure. But next time I use it, it will be fine. The upside, though, my cat is not messing with me while I'm taking a picture of this. I want to say in total, I photographed around 30 tablecloths. Unfortunately, I have listed none of them because I don't have my life together. This is the red one, so again, the solid colors. This one has a bit of embellishment on the fabric. You have to get really close to it, and it's quite large. So this one almost fits my table, which means it is over 90 inches. This is a very large tablecloth, and I was kind of surprised because this did come from an estate sale, and most people don't have like a wide variety. Hey, Dylan's back. A wide variety of tablecloths. They just have what fits on their table. So the fact that this fit on the table, or the fact that this was with all of these smaller tablecloths, I was surprised. It is a pretty red though, and it's factory made. It is not hand embroidered, but it does have some embellishment on it. Also, you're going to hear birds in the background. I am narrating this while my windows are open. Dylan is back to help me fold tablecloths because that is his job apparently. When I go back and rewatch the videos when I narrate them, I can't believe how much of a jerk he is in the videos. And I swear he knows he's being recorded because he keeps looking at the camera. This is another one that is going to be donated. So again, I paid like $5 for an entire box. This one does have embroidery on it, but I don't know if it's hand embroidered or if it's machine embroidered, but it is embroidered. This tablecloth's a really pretty butter yellow. You don't really pick up on that on the camera, but it is a pretty buttered color. So again, as you can tell, this is a very pretty butter yellow. The embroidery is pretty intricate, which it's machine embroidered, but is it machine embroidered in a factory or machine embroidered in somebody's house? I really liked this tablecloth and I ended up donating it because there were 3 pretty big snags on the back of it. But this is just so thick and pretty. It's such a heavy duty tablecloth. So whoever gets it from donating, if they don't mind the 3 snags on it, It's a really great tablecloth to have. I wish it would have fit my table better. I probably would have kept it even though I don't use tablecloths. But this one was even hard to wash. It was so thick. I think I had to wash it by itself. But I ended up having to donate it after I found a couple flaws, which is very unfortunate because, again, it was a very nice tablecloth. But I'm also freeing up room in my house by not storing these. I've stored all of these probably for 6 months, and they're just taking up room at this point where I'm storing damaged goods. We've probably all been there with our eBay inventory. We haven't gone through it, so they get damaged. And sometimes they get damaged in our storage because stains and stuff can appear. You know, here's a lovely video of my cat Dylan playing with a measuring tape while I'm trying to photograph. I always joke that my kids are the reasons I don't get all these things done, because those of you that have watched my videos, I use my dining room table. So I can only photograph when no one else is on my dining room table. I usually take a weekend. My husband and I clean off the dining room table and we both photograph on it. I'll photograph on one end, he photographs on the other. But obviously for these big, large tablecloths, I need the whole table for it, which can be difficult. But you know, now I'm contending not just my 3 children, which have been lovely during this. I had to turn the sound off because you would hear them screaming in the living room while they were playing games, but they didn't come and interrupt me at all while I was trying to measure these and photograph these. However, my youngest child, my cat, was there all the time when I was trying to get it done. He is very me-centered and me-focused. The kids laugh about it, but he is the 4th baby, and he is always there all the time. I think I end up donating this one too. This is a very plain one, you know, can get at Walmart, Kohl's. I do believe this brand actually came from Kohl's. It's not worth me listing or storing on eBay, so I ended up redonating it. I honestly wasn't going for this bag of tablecloths. We just put a couple bids on things, and I knew I had to go there and pick up stuff anyway. And if we have to go up and pick up lots that we've bought, we will bid on other lots very low, and this is how we end up with $1 boxes and stuff. I just put a top $5 bid on all this, and I actually ended up winning it. This makes it slightly easier to measure because there is a line. I'm having to talk to one of my children in this. I don't know which one, but one of them I am talking to. I'm going to go with the youngest. It's probably the youngest one that I'm talking to, but they stayed off camera, which is great, so I don't have to blur them out. But I always make sure to blur my kids out. Sometimes I blur myself out, sometimes I don't. Depends if you get like a full face or not. But it's hard to blur me out when I'm measuring these because I have to reach across the table. It takes a whole thing. Where when I'm just like photographing clothes and stuff, you're less likely to get a look at me, especially when I'm doing slides and stuff. You see my hands, but that's about it. I'm on the fence on how much I want to show of myself on videos, just because I don't want people to come at me for, you know, like how I look and stuff, because people can be mean. So I'm aware of what I'm doing and where the camera is placed. And I'm sorry, my windows are open. It is super hot outside, and it's going to be super cold outside this weekend. It's 85 today, and on Saturday it's going to be 48. So, welcome to Illinois, I guess. Again, all of these came from an auction lot, and I think I had 2 35-gallon tubs full. This is going to drive me nuts because I thought they were all placed together. They were not. I found more at the bottom of the tub that goes with this, and this like really teed me off here. So this set I found, it's all together. This is vintage. This is 1970s. if you had like a 1970s kitschy kitchen, this is it. I was laughing at how small the oven mitt was. It's just adorable. It's so tiny. I have those really big, long silicone ones that go up to like your elbows because I will burn myself. If I can burn myself, I will burn myself. So this was the whole set, but the pears and oranges, I found more of that set later on, and that made me so mad because I didn't photograph them all together. I am going to list them as a set still. I'm just going to have to look for my pictures of that to make sure they all get together in the set, and I'll have to list in the descriptions they are all together because I didn't do a picture of all of them together, which is unfortunate and slightly infuriating. This is the set. I found more of this set later on, and I found more of the other set. These are both from the 70s, as you can tell. They were never used. These were still crisp. So they were never used. Great coloring. You could definitely tell they were stamped because you can see it's bled through. All of the same brand, all three of these sets, and I find more of that set later on, and I really like this set. I don't know why I find this set very appealing, and it's actually worth something because it is vintage, and it's basically new dead stock. Someone put this in their cabinet and forgot they had this. Now, I did keep a couple things from this lot, and there was a really fun rainbow dish towel set that I did keep for myself because I love rainbows. So, and honestly, I think that's why I bought the box. I think I saw the rainbow hand towels, and I was like, I want rainbow hand towels for $5, so I bought that entire box of tablecloths and dish towels. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.